Part 54. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 531. Recorded to Xuemeng's account. As soon as these 5 words came out, Mendy at the bar shook her body and looked embarrassed. Fourth brother, you can't take Xuemeng as your scapegoat. As soon as the fourth brother came in today, he had to take care of Xuemeng's account. But the problem is, Xuemeng has no money left in his account. Ye Bai argued hard. Xuemeng asked me to pay the bill once last time, and now I ask him to pay the bill once. Isn't this fair? You still have the nerve to mention it last time. The last time Shura treated him to a guest, he didn't spend any money. Wolf's Nest fried up a bunch of free fries for him. Dai Meng presented the facts and reasoned, trying to persuade Shura to give up his crazy behavior of causing injustice. Ye Bai was anxious. Even if the drinks can't be accounted for, it's not too much for you to give me fried potato chips. Butterfly dream. Okay. Ye Haiu, who successfully got free fries, was satisfied and returned with a pot of fries. Although the money was not recorded in Xuemeng's account. But, in fact, it was Xuemeng's treat. Previously, Ye Bai participated in a competition with the Nightmare Legion as Ye Bai and successfully won an arena. The spoils of that arena were 2% of Xuemeng's income. It's perfect for buying wine. The real wool comes from Meng. Ye Bai came back with fries and distributed the fries to his apprentices. Let's go, I'll take you somewhere else. In the following time, Ye Bai took Yeju for a brief tour of the Eternal Core City. To be honest, it was the first time for Ye Bai himself to visit many places. After walking around, Ye Bai concluded. You will work as a housekeeper in the Eternal Tower. You can lie down as flatly as you can while working. There is no need to risk your life for a salary of several $100s. Although Yeju kept nodding, Ye Bai was still worried and warned. If you are in trouble, shake people if you can. If your life is in danger, run to my exclusive space first. Even if I'm not at home, you can still open the door. In Eternal Core City, Wolf's Lair, and Arhat's Side, it will all work if you tell me my name. If it doesn't work, just take out the amulet I gave you before. Ye Bai's philosophy of survival was vividly displayed at this moment. As long as people live, everything will be fine. Clear. Yeju nodded. Students must live up to Dream Master's expectations. Although the Dream Master told him so much. But Yeju felt that as a disciple, he should be more confident. After bidding farewell to Dream Master Shura, Yeju made up his mind. From now on, you can't rely on the name of Dream Master outside, you have to make your own way into the world. Yeju decided to hide the fact that he was a disciple of Shura. Only when your strength returns to its peak and becomes famous all over the world will you be able to live up to your master's reputation. It was still some time before he went to work, so Yejozi returned to the wolf lair and sat in the corner drinking silently. Not long after, a strong man carrying a bloody hammer came in, laughing heartily. Shura is treating us today, you can eat and drink as you like. The strong man glanced around and found Yeju in the corner. He came over and asked curiously. New face, new guy. So be it. Yeju is very new. Counting from the time we left the 31st floor of the Eternal Tower, it was less than an hour. The strong man took advantage of the situation and sat next to Yeju. They didn't even exchange a few words before meeting each other late. Your boy is a talent. Xuemeng sighed. Bring me 2 bottles of good wine, and this little brother and I will have a drink. Anyway, it's Shura's treat. If you don't drink it, it's for nothing. By the way, I haven't asked yet, what is your last name? Yeju reported his name, Yeju. Xuemeng. After a moment, he gave the other party a thumbs up. Have the guts. After leaving the Eternal Tower, Ye Bai returned to the Eternal Forest. After stretching, he started walking in the eternal forest. There is no need to go to the eternal tower for the time being. Don't go to third brother for therapy too often. Thinking of this, Yebai made a special trip to the trading secret realm to find the goblin brother. There are 7 pieces of SS level equipment here, given to Wanwu Pavilion. Zhao Qian? Fourth brother, have you been stimulated by something? Shura took the initiative to deliver wool to his door. This is so strange. When I do business, what I pay attention to is fairness. Yebai explained. I went to third brother's house empty-handed before. I didn't bring anything and didn't mention it. And, well, I didn't even mention it. Yebai went to the 99th floor. Originally, I wanted to take out the money tree and give some small gifts. In the end, I got a handful of the third brother's wool. Yebai felt a little regretful about this matter. You keep this thing and don't sell it for now. Within a year, someone will come to buy it. Yebai handed Zhao Qian the equipment and did not forget to add. I have made an agreement with others. From the 31st to the 49th floor, your boss will share 70% of the wool from the tower spirit. Zhao Qian really didn't know what to say. In the entire human race, if there is anyone who is the richest, it is Xiaoyao. Under the white clouds, a young man was walking slowly on the forest path, looking relaxed, in a good mood, and even humming a tune. Yebai distinguished clearly. But start from the first level, climb to the 31st level, and upgrade from level 1 to level 499. Of course, there is also a little help from Xiao Ayudian. Zhao Qian had no choice but to accept it temporarily. Just accept it with peace of mind, otherwise I will easily regret it over time. Getting to this point is completely inseparable from Yebai's own struggle. Eternal Tower. The white clouds are leisurely. It's different. No matter how rich third brother is, it belongs to third brother. Yebai's strength has improved by leaps and bounds. He has already matched the 9th level god of war and has the power to protect himself. In the same way, the equipment placed in front of Zhao Qian is evidence. By Yaiyuyo. Although it only lasted a little over a month. It's just that the stronger he is, the more he wants to do, and the more he can do within his capabilities. Shura may still be able to pluck Xuemeng's wool, or use his own interest calculation method flexibly. Even if there are no top bodyguards around him, Yebai still feels a lot of security in his heart. For a weak Shura, only by having money and resources can he become stronger faster. This is the sense of security that comes from one's own strength. When it's time to trick people, you won't be lenient. As Lan Lao analyzed before, Shura's accumulation of money is, to a certain extent, an external manifestation of fear of death. Naturally, he would repay those who helped him in the past. For example, Xiaoyao. I gave it to third brother, that's what I took. As for how to deal with these things in the end, it still depends on the wishes of his boss. So, grab Xuemeng and drag him to death. He has never been so powerful. A white cloud floated from the 99th floor. The morning sun passed through the gaps between the forest leaves and fell on the young man, also coating the white clouds with a golden glow. Yebai came with a full load and passed by empty-handed, but he was a little happy. Wanwu Pavilion belongs to Xiaoyao, and even Zhao Qian works for Xiaoyao. As Shura's strength increased, his sense of security steadily increased. At this time, Shura was no longer so obsessed with money. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 532. Returning to Shanghai University, Yebai officially started his college career. Student Yebai, you are assigned to Class 3 of Tianzi. Please report to the designated teaching building before 6:45. Tianzi Class 3. Yebai remembered that Feng Dong once mentioned that this year's early batch of Modu University will only recruit 100 people. These 100 people are divided into 5 classes, a total of 20 classes. According to their strength, they are divided into Class 10, and Class 10, Earth class. Each class has different resources. The higher the ranking, the more resources will be allocated and the better benefits will be enjoyed. Yabai previously ranked first in Area C and performed very well throughout the summer camp. Therefore, Yabai was directly assigned to Tianzi Class 3. Although according to the file, Yabai's talent is only C level. But the news of Yabai's second awakening of talent has spread in private. Different people have different opinions on the strength of his second awakening. Following the instructions in the notice, Yabai quickly found Tianzi Class 3. He was actually the last one to arrive. Yabai is here. The 4 of them have been waiting for a long time. 2 men and 2 women are classmates of Yabatian's Class 3. Yabai looked at these people, but they obviously knew each other. They had already chatted with each other before Yabai arrived. Yabai is from District C, right? Let me introduce myself first. A short boy with a height of 1.6 meters came up and took the initiative to say hello. My name is Tianping. I am ranked 6th in the SS level talent training camp. I am currently on the 23rd floor of the Eternal Tower. The balance is obviously his Eternal ID, not his real name. For them, in life, they are more accustomed to calling each other by their Eternal IDs. After all, the name is chosen by the parents, and the Eternal ID is chosen by oneself. Moreover, most people's Eternal IDs are 2 words, which are catchy when pronounced. After Tianping opened his mouth, the other people introduced themselves one by one. A sweet-looking girl spoke. My name is Diva. I am ranked 13th in the special training camp and on the 20th floor of the Eternal Tower. She has a sweet voice and is fashionable. She can easily dominate the music scene just by her appearance and voice. It's a pity that I chose such a mental name. There is no hope of dominating the music scene. From now on, let's change direction and dominate Gotham. After the singer introduced her, a muscular young man spoke. My name is Brother Long, ranked 15th and on the 20th floor. Brother Long has a black dragon tattooed on his left forearm, which is lifelike and very social. He is the type of person who is ruthless and doesn't talk much. My name is Xiao Transparent, the last one in the special training camp, forever, forever, forever. Loli, the last one to speak, was stumbling when speaking, her face turned red, and she couldn't say the last words. Little Transparent is currently on the 19th floor of the Eternal Tower, preparing to change jobs for the 3rd time. Tianping had no choice but to help her finish the supplement, and did not forget to explain. Little Transparent has a habit of stuttering when she's nervous. It's okay, don't be too nervous. Yabai waved his hand and introduced himself. My name is Yabai, I have a C-level talent, and my progress on the Eternal Tower is about the same as yours. You can just call me Brother Bai at ordinary times. Everyone? In Yabai's words, except for the 4 words my name is Yabai, which are true, the rest are just falsehoods. Are you embarrassed to say that you have a C-level talent? Who in the entire Magic City University doesn't know that Yabai's talent has awakened for the 2nd time? Besides, even if Yabai awakens his talent for the 2nd time, it will be difficult for him to catch up with everyone else in the Eternal Tower. In just 1 month, these talented SS-level talents have reached the 20th floor. If Shura hadn't been so bright, they would have been the shining stars of this generation. It's better to see it than to hear it for a long time. Tianping sighed. He had long heard that Yabai was very shameless and was called a shameless person in the summer camp. Even Huo Tianyi, Yi and others suffered a lot at his hands. Obviously, among the 4 SS-level talented students, Tianping is the leader. In fact, these people in Tianzi Class 3. Except for Yabai, the other singer, Brother Long, and Little Transparent are all members selected by Tianping. The ranking of Tianzi class is not static, and battlefield simulations will be held regularly. According to the performance of the battlefield simulation, points are allocated, rankings are assessed, and resources are divided. In other words, the 5 people in the team must be matched together to produce a chemical reaction of 1 add 1 greater than 2. The 4 people from the SS level talent training camp have a tacit understanding and have also performed tasks together as a team. Therefore, the only person who needs to get along is the weakest Ye Bai. Brother Bai, we can leave aside the other issues for now. Tianping's attitude was very sincere and he did not look down upon Ye Bai because of his weak strength. We are all going to be fighting together for the next 4 years, and I want to confirm that. After the second awakening of your talent, will it be an S-level talent or an SS-level talent? This question is not excessive. As teammates, they need to have a certain understanding of Ye Bai's strength. You may be disappointed. Ye Bai said truthfully. Sorry, no. One thing to say, it's not true. No way, there won't be anyone who doesn't have SSS level talent. Ye Bai ignored Inside Eye's complaints. As the number of awakenings increases, Danyan has become really good at yin and yang. After hearing Ye Bai's answer, everyone looked a little disappointed. If Ye Bai switches to SS level talents or reconnaissance talents, their combination will be invincible. Unfortunately, it cannot be replaced. Tianping stood up to ease the atmosphere. It's okay, even an A-level talent is enough. Tianping's words did not completely comfort Ye Bai. The importance of reconnaissance talents on the battlefield is automatically increased by 1 level. In other words, A-level talents can be used as S-level talents, and S-level talents can be used as SS-level talents. In order to provide targeted training, we worked hard to find a strong person to be the class teacher of Class 3. After saying that, Tianping added. Ye Bai raised his hands in agreement with Tianping's views on life-saving. The singer is responsible for healing, dispelling negative status, and buffing, and is positioned as a nanny. Having said this, Tianping smiled at Ye Bai. If you want to achieve good results in battlefield simulation, you cannot do without anyone. As the same team, we will fight side by side for the next 4 years, and we will both win and lose. The scale's output is very strong, it is good at both physical and magic, and its output methods are very rich. The 9th level god of war is majestic and majestic. Teacher Su, this way. Brother Long is responsible for frontal conflicts and is a top warrior and tank. Ye Bai had an ominous premonition. Of course, Brother Bai, you should give priority to strengthening your life-saving means. On the battlefield, you must survive first before they can be effective. Ye Bai's heart felt so cold. Tianping greeted warmly. Oh. In the combination of 5 people, there is a clear division of labor and a very clear positioning. The breeze blew by, blowing away the summer heat. I understand, I'm a bastard. After listening to Tianping's blueprint for the team, Ye Bai nodded slowly. The competition in Tianzi class is very fierce, and the situation of Tianzi class 3 is also very dangerous. Well said. Tianping quickly waved his hand and explained. Brother Bai just loves to joke. There is no doubt that they are the ceiling of this year's Magic University. As a wind method, Ye Bai has strong mobility and strong investigation ability. He is positioned as an investigator, collecting intelligence, investigating routes, etc. A handsome man in Xingyi, holding a folding fan, appeared on the far side of the road. As for Little Transparent, she is quite special and can be regarded as a trump card, a surprise weapon. Tianzi Class 4 is composed of 4 SS level talents and 1 S level talent, and its combat power is very powerful. No way, no way. Originally the other party refused, but when this adult heard that you were in Class 3, Brother Bai, he took the initiative to come to your door. It can't be what he thinks. Tianzi Class 1 and Tianzi Class 2, everyone in these two classes has SS level talents. Only living people are worthy of output. In terms of combat power on paper alone, Tianzi Class 3 is not as strong as Tianzi Class 4. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 533. Let me introduce to you, Teacher Su Qingfeng, Deputy Commander of the Nightmare Legion, the number 1 in Fengfa. Tianping introduced to everyone seriously. Teacher Su, I made a lot of gains in the Abyss battlefield, and killed more than 10 8th level God of War monsters. A question mark slowly floated above Ye Bai's head. Tianping, are you praising Lao Su or scolding Lao Su? Su Qingfeng, the majestic 9th level war god, had the most outstanding achievement in his life, actually killing the 8th level war god. Ye Bai has single killed level 1000 monsters, twice. Sure enough, after listening to Tianping's words, a trace of embarrassment flashed across Su Qingfeng's face, and he coughed twice. It's all just a false name, so don't mention it. In order to change the topic, Su Qingfeng quickly got into the mood. Dear students, I am the class teacher of Tianzi Class 3. I will be fully responsible for your studies in the next 4 years. Of course, your daily courses are in the form of large courses and one-on-one tutoring. For compulsory courses, the whole grade is divided into 2 classes and taught together. One-on-one tutoring is different for each individual and teaches students in accordance with their aptitude. After a brief introduction to the teaching methods of Moda University, Su Qingfeng showed a mysterious smile. In order to stimulate everyone's enthusiasm for learning and allow students who were approved in advance to grow faster, Moda University has specially made some adjustments. The files are here. Take a look for yourselves. With that said, Su Qingfeng handed each of the 5 people a document. Ye Bai glanced at it and easily extracted the key points. The most important thing, Moda University's credit system reform. In universities, in a sense, credits serve as currency. Students earn points by studying, completing tasks, gaining military merit, and submitting trophies. At the same time, points can also be used to redeem various items. After approving students to enter the school in advance, Moda University abolished the old points exchange rules and adopted a new credit system. Simply speaking, 1 Moda University credit equal 1 God of War meritorious service. Ye Bai took a breath. Is he so rich? He saw in the document that Tianzi Class 3 was awarded 2,500 credits per week. In other words, on average for an individual, it is 500 credits and 500 God of War meritorious deeds. This is no small sum of money. 500 a week, 26,000 a year, and 100,000 God of War merit in 4 years. There are a total of 100 people in this year's Magic University. Of course, it is impossible for everyone to receive such benefits. Tianzi Class 3 is worth 2,500 credits/week, Tianzi Class 4 is only 2,000 credits/week. Just one ranking difference means 100 God of War merits every week. The reward for Tianzi Class 1 is a terrifying 10,000 credits/week. If he hadn't been concerned about Ye Bai's character, Ye Bai would have almost rushed to Tianzi Class 1 on the spot and picked them all off. 10,000 God of War merits for 1 week is equivalent to getting 2,000 God of War merits by doing nothing. 285.7 God of War feats every day, earning nearly 200,000 gold coins every minute. Isn't this so cool? Ye Bai scanned around and found that everyone was shocked by this number. Ye Bai patted Tianping's shoulder and said seriously, Tianping, we must rush to Tianzi Class 1 as soon as possible. Okay, brother Bai. Tianping was a bit dumbfounded. Ye Bai has this intention, which is of course a good thing. However, the strength of Tianzi Class 3 is considered weak among Tianzi Hao class. Xiao Transparent was at the bottom of the special training camp, and the performance of the singer and brother Long could only be said to be average. Although Ye Bai is famous, his reputation is greater than his strength and his talent is limited. As time goes by, the gap between them will become wider and wider. Instead of focusing on the fat piece of Tianzi Class 1, we should first worry about whether we can keep our position in Tianzi Class 3. In fact, the psychological expectations of Tianping people are very low. In the early stage, as long as they can stay stable in the Tianzi class, they will wait until the third transformation of Little Transparent is completed and then find a way to hit the top 3. However, Tianping would certainly not tell Ye Bai these words. There is no need to dampen Ye Bai's enthusiasm. Besides, you have to have dreams, what if they come true? In addition to the credit reform, Moda University has also hired strong people from all walks of life with high salaries to develop quality courses for them. If you want to study these courses, you must pay a lot of credits. Ye Bai logged into the learning platform on the tablet to check what courses were available. Su Qingfeng, Fengfa Targeted Tutoring, 6 classes, 200 credits. Xuemeng, Teach you how to become the most powerful person among the strongest, 999 credits. Huo, Anti-Beating Training, Beat You Until You Surrender, 88 credits per class hour. Note, this course needs to be studied in a silent environment. At a glance, many of them were Ye Bai's old acquaintances. Equipment and other foreign objects can be built after they become the king of war. Even if someone really collects 10 million points, only 0.1% will fall into Xuemeng's hands. This time, Shura wins. Little did he know that Su Qingfeng was also one of the victims. These credits went round and returned to the hands of these teachers. Ye Bai's eyes lit up, and his whole idea was extremely clear. That is to say, to improve hard power, just rely on the Eternal Tower. Today, Su Qingfeng spent all his savings, paid in installments to buy a longbow, and even signed a contract of sale to Shura. With 10 million points he still had the nerve to open his mouth. Ye Bai made a note of Xuemeng in his heart. This old boy has become rich again recently. Hey, if you think about it, it seems to be quite a lot. After all, he is a 9th level god of war. No matter how disdainful he is, he can still make money by killing an 8th level god of war. For Tianping and others, if they want to improve their strength, there are only a few directions. 10,000 god of war merits. What they need most at this time is a good teacher. Against this background, Su Qingfeng naturally had to find a way to make some extra money and pay off his debts first. Some sheep will grow new wool and usher in the harvest season. Before Shura was born, although Su Qingfeng was a disgrace to the 9th level god of war, his life was relatively smooth and he had a lot of money in his pocket. The vast majority of students, after receiving their credits, will spend them on the learning platform. The reason why Huo Tianyi's course appears here is the same as that of Su Qingfeng. As for Xuemeng's course, it was complete nonsense. He owes Shura 5 million god of war merits. If he doesn't repay the money in time, the interest will be terrible. One's own hard power, equipment and props and other external objects, and a good teacher. His financial situation cannot be said to be impoverished, it can only be said to be heavily in debt. But after meeting Shura, Su Qingfeng's wealth shrank sharply. No wonder Moda University distributes credits so generously. Looking at the courses on the platform, Ye Bai thoughtfully nodded slowly. As for Huo, needless to say, it's Huo Tianyi. The world only knows that Xuemeng was chased by Shura to gather wool. That is to say, all the credits issued by Moda University ended up in my pocket. And these teachers, are all sheep in Shura's sheepfold. Some sheep still owe wool. Fortunately for Su Qingfeng, 6 classes and 200 credits are an absolutely reasonable price. Huo Tianyi, who has nothing to offer, can only choose to make a living by performing arts. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 534. After figuring out the joints, Yebai was in a good mood. The eyes he looked at the classmates around him were much friendlier. These are not classmates, these are all fat sheep. Moda University issued a large number of credits, and the students used the credits on their courses. The teacher who taught the class owed Shura a lot of debt. Perfect closed loop. A world where only Shura makes money has appeared. Yebai took a look at the learning platform and found that many courses had been marked for reservation. For example, Huo Tianyi's beating training and anti-beating courses had nearly 30 people making reservations within 20 minutes of opening. This learning platform is not only effective for students who have been approved in advance, but is open to all teachers and students in the school. In other words, these teachers have become the sickle in Shura's hands, helping him go crazy. If there weren't too many people around, Yebai would smile crookedly. If he had known that going to college would be so fun, he would have come to college earlier. Okay, you have almost read the document. Su Qingfeng clapped his hands lightly and said, I'm usually quite busy, so I definitely can't take you with me all day long. As the deputy commander of the Nightmare Legion, Su Qingfeng is very busy. After all, everyone else is busy practicing, making breakthroughs, and hitting higher realms. But Su Qingfeng doesn't have these worries. Laughing to death, you can't become stronger at all. Su Qingfeng, the weakest person, naturally became the well-deserved talker of the Nightmare Legion. For daily study tasks, I will contact the balance. Su Qingfeng continued. Your collective credits will be distributed equally per head. If battlefield simulations, abyss missions, and other actions are performed, the points will be distributed after the war according to the degree of contribution. No one present objected to what Su Qingfeng said. Yebai was originally the ultimate bastard. He was too lazy to do things like daily contact and running errands. Exceptions for adding money. Although Su Qingfeng was optimistic about Yebai, a junior. However, one code equals one code. When it comes to taking care of students, Su Qingfeng prefers a bowl of water to be balanced and treat everyone equally. Of course, Su Qingfeng felt that Yebai would probably bring him some surprises. After briefly introducing the daily operations, Su Qingfeng changed the topic. Your main task today is to complete the tests of various abilities. It's similar to the soldier test you did before, just more advanced. With that said, Su Qingfeng handed out a rating form to everyone. Individual ability scores reaching level 9 soldier are considered qualified. Individual ability scores reaching level 6 warrior are considered excellent. If the individual ability score reaches any war king, it is considered excellent. In other words, all soldiers below the 9th level are unqualified. For students who have just entered school, this standard is a bit too cruel. At the same time, Tianzi class also has special requirements. Su Qingfeng announced. The requirements for Tianzi class 3 are as follows. Each person's abilities must be above qualified and must have one excellent. If any one ability reaches excellent, the test will be considered a full score. If these requirements are met, each of the 5 people present can receive an additional 100 points. Correspondingly, if any one person fails to meet the requirements, the additional reward will be cancelled. After the selection criteria were announced, the atmosphere was somewhat solemn. No one deliberately went to see Yebai. However, they all expressed concerns about Yebai's test results. Tianping sighed in his heart and comforted himself. It doesn't matter, it's only 100 points at most. 100 points, that is, 100 God of War meritorious deeds. It is impossible to say that I am not distressed. But there is no way. Since we are all classmates in the same class, we should share the joys and sorrows together. The singer even took the initiative to comfort Yebai. Let's go test it first, and then we can tell you what pitfalls to avoid when we come back. Little Transparent nodded and agreed. No, no, that's right. Brother Long also nodded slightly, approving this plan. According to the test rules, each person has 3 chances for each test, and the one with the highest score will be chosen for the final result. Although the content of the test will change slightly. However, everything remains unchanged. The other 4 people will help Yabai test the water first. Yabai's overall score will be better during the test. Okay. Yabai nodded happily. When the reward points come down, I'll find someone to treat us to dinner. Everyone? At first glance, there seems to be nothing wrong with this. Think about it carefully, is this really human language? Yabai means that there are many people eating and it will be lively. Su Qingfeng smiled and waved his hand. If you get the bonus points, I'll treat you all to barbecue. Yabai. Lao Su, how much did you take from me? Haven't finished eating yet. That's almost it? Now that there was a mission, everyone rushed to the testing venue. As planned, the other 4 people went to pass the level first and shared their experiences with Yabai when they came back. After the 4 people finished breaking through the level, Yabai was almost ready and went to test it alone. The test items are nothing more than output, avoidance, reconnaissance. After entering the test project, Yabai gave full play to his true nature as a gangster. Output test? Passing the test is enough. I'm just an expert, who expects me to be able to output? Reconnaissance test? The sea-level talent's reconnaissance is a little bit different, which is reasonable, right? It's better to control it to an 8th level warrior. Avoiding the test? You need to be more serious about this. In the stadium, Yabai was very happy to do so. In fact, Yabai no longer needs to rely on these tests to determine his strength. He is on the frontal battlefield. Easily defeated the 9th level war god Su Qingfeng. On the Abyss battlefield, he also tried his best to kill 2000 level monsters alone. He didn't even bother to mention it. This kind of test will give you a score that is neither good nor bad, just pass it. Now that the others have finished the test, there is no need to continue to wait around and go about their own business. Only the scales remained outside the venue, waiting for Yabai's test results. He is responsible for contacting Su Qingfeng's class teacher. After everyone's results come out, he needs to summarize them and send them to Su Qingfeng. Fortunately, the results of the 4 of us have reached the award standard. The balance calculated. The singer won 3 outstanding awards, Brother Long won 4 awards, and Little Transparent also won 2 awards. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the excellent review. It's just a little short of being perfect in output test. There was no way, after 3 chances were used up, his best output was only a 9th level warrior, almost reaching the level of War King. Now we're just waiting for Brother Bai's results. Tianping couldn't help but sweat on his palms. Brother Bai, come on. While Tianping was waiting for Yabai's results, Tianzi Class 1 not far away burst into cheers. Among them, some people's test scores reached the excellent level. Oh, you are indeed a member of the Tianzi first class. Just when the balance was a little dejected, the tablet in his hand sounded a beep. Yabai's grades have been generated and are being downloaded. Tianping quickly clicked on the report and kept praying from the bottom of his heart. He must pass, he must pass. Opening the report, a series of qualifications appeared in front of the balance. Brother Bai just passed by many projects. It can be qualified, but only a little bit. The further he looked back, the heavier Tianping's heart became. Good news, Brother Bai is fully qualified. Bad news, Brother Bai is fully qualified. Just when the balance gave up, a touch of red stung his eyes on the last score. Yabai, avoidance test level, excellent. Specific results, confidential. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 535. Top Secret. Tianping's mind went blank for a while, but he came back to his senses after a moment. How can it be top secret? Tianping first put away Ye Bai's report, and then asked his classmates from the special training camp. What is top secret? Everyone looked confused, obviously it was their first time knowing this. At this time, the second-ranked boss in the special training camp slowly spoke. Top secret, I know a little bit about it. This person's surname is Wang and his given name is a certain person. The person who named him was obviously careless and extremely perfunctory. The name Wang is, to some extent, even more perfunctory than Zhang Wei and Zhang San. Wang is not tall, only 1.74 meters tall, and looks ordinary. But his arms are extremely long, and when standing normally, the palms of his hands can exceed his knees. When Wang Mao spoke, everyone present fell silent and looked at him, waiting for the next words. Nominally, Wang is the second in the special training camp. But the first one is Er Ye, disguised as Yang Er. In other words, among the genius seeds of the same generation as the strongest, Wang is the well-deserved number one. His words carry great weight in the eyes of many SS-level geniuses in the special training camp. Everyone knows that reaching the Battle King level in the test level is considered excellent. Wang opened his mouth slowly and explained. If the score reaches the third level of War King or above, it will be set as top secret. With that said, Wang opened his report and showed it to everyone. Output ability, War King level 6. Burst damage, Battle King level 9. Hiss. Everyone present could not help but gasp. In just a short time, Wang's burst damage has reached the 9th level of the Battle King. Tianping also felt his scalp numb, and muttered absently. This is too strong. He tried his best to reach a level that others could easily reach. Someone on the side sighed with emotion. The reason why Brother Wang's score is the 9th level of the King of War is because the upper limit is only the 9th level of the King of War. I can only say that there are gaps between top secrets, okay. By the way, Balance, why do you ask about this? We are all acquaintances in the special training camp. We have been training together for a month and know everything about it. Tianping came over and asked about the top secret files. What this meant was self-evident. Tianzi Class 3, someone has reached the top secret level. Tian looked as usual and nodded. Yes, Brother Long's resistance has reached the top secret level. I'm a little curious, so I came to ask. He said this very skillfully, and it was obviously not the first time he had done this. Brother Long, Tianzi Class 3 is designated to take the blame. So strong. Wang nodded slightly and said seriously. You can reach top secrets by resisting beatings. Xiao Long has made progress. I will practice with him again later. Tianping chatted for a while and found an excuse to sneak away. After leaving the crowd, Tianping breathed a sigh of relief, but he still couldn't get over the shock. Brother Bai's evasion ability is actually above the third level of War King. What does that mean? Tianzi Class 3 has the strongest investigators, the strongest vision, and the most flexible mobility. Ye Bai's super high mobility is enough to make up for Ye Bai's disadvantages in other places. Even if Ye Bai has no output ability, the role played on the battlefield cannot be underestimated. In other words, Ye Bai not only made up for the team's only shortcoming, but even turned the shortcoming into a strong point. Just thinking about it makes Balance excited. I found a treasure. Tianping took a few deep breaths to calm down. You must keep it a secret for Brother Bai. Trump cards are only called trump cards if they are hidden. He knew about this matter, Ye Bai knew about it, and Teacher Su knew about it, and that was enough. Originally, Tianping thought that the possibility of them holding on to their position in Tianzi Team 3 was almost zero. This ability test report made his confidence soar. At least 30% sure. Tianping quickly sorted out all the reports and sent them to Teacher Su. It's getting late, go back and tidy up, it's time to prepare for the Eternal Tower tonight. Gain unexpected surprises on the balance, make up your mind. We must break through the 22nd floor tonight. Brother Bai has the ability to dodge at the level of a war king. The scales are impacting the 22nd floor. Shura is taking back the 32nd floor. They all have bright futures. Outside the eternal forest, a white light flashed, and a masked figure appeared on the teleportation array. Ye Bai stretched out and felt that time passed very quickly today. After the test, he naturally received his test report. Everything else was fine. In the evasion test, Ye Bai put too little effort into it and accidentally failed to achieve the rank of 9th level Battle King. There's no way, he's too good at avoiding it. Even without Tanyan's prompting, Ye Bai could easily reach the God of War level of dodge. What's more, Tanyan is a genuine SSS level talent in terms of positioning. Ye Bai didn't take the test report to heart. On the one hand, his official files now record the second awakening of his talent. This is enough to explain Ye Bai's outstanding performance in some aspects. On the other hand, in the circle of powerful people, everyone knows Ye Bai's true background. According to legend, Ye Bai was a close disciple among the Four Shadows, and he paid special attention to him and taught him everything he could. There are many strong people who know this level of background. In their eyes, it was no surprise what kind of strength Ye Bai showed. Seeing that the time was almost up, Ye Bai returned to his own exclusive space to make final preparations for the 32nd floor. In the exclusive space, 0.5 seconds before Shura appears, there is still a green light alarm. Dracula felt that this cuckold was really useful. Demon Lord, come. After inspecting the territory, Ye Bai didn't find anything strange. Idiot, I'm going to take back the 32nd floor today. Don't worry, I'm sincere this time. Tell me your conditions. Master Fool snorted coldly and said disdainfully. I hope this deal is a win-win. As long as it's not too much, I can consider making this deal with you. Ye Bai said confidently. It's definitely not too much. Ye Bai saw that Master Fool didn't believe him. Shura's face grows day by day, and there is no upper limit. Oh. Hee. Anyway, after I get it, I have to divide Xiaoao 70%, and you probably won't give me the remaining 30%. Is it that straightforward now? How about you transfer your shares in Wanwu Pavilion to me? Ye Bai patted his chest in assurance, and then asked tentatively. Sometimes Master Fool really wants to throw the dictionary in Shura's face and ask him to look through it. What does win-win mean? As long as Shura does some human affairs, he will not do no human affairs at all. Master Fool emphasized. Even the most basic trust between humans and demons is gone. Here we go again. Fool is very experienced in dealing with Shura. Fool Master? It turns out that this is not too much to say. I swear on the name of Third Brother that every word I say is true. Fool Master. Let's talk, let's make trouble. Shura doesn't dare to make fun of Xiaoao. What do you think it would be better for me to extort from Tolling? Ye Bai had no choice but to use his trump card. Ye Bai said with great sincerity. I don't care what you want. Shura swears like this, it must be true. Damn it, the world is declining, and the devil's heart is not as old as it used to be. Anyway, why not be a human being? Master Fool is really interested this time. Another win-win. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 536. Shura, you are so brave. The idea actually came to Wanwu Pavilion. The idiot master sneered twice and ignored Shura. This request cannot be said to be excessive, but it is too extreme. Idiot, you listened to my deception. Yabai persuaded him seriously. What's the use of holding the shares of Wanwu Pavilion? There are no dividends, and you are not a major shareholder, so you don't get any benefits except for your name. I am willing. The Fool Master is not stupid. For Master Fool, holding shares in Wanwu Pavilion is certainly not for money. This is a talisman. There is a saying that although the strongest Xiaoao cannot leave the Eternal Tower, his influence in the abyss is very terrifying. As long as she holds the shares for one day, she can go sideways in both the human race and the demon race. Look at your little calculation. Seeing through the idiot master's thoughts, Yabai disdainfully said. If it really works that well, why are you here? Whenever this is mentioned, Master Fool gets angry. Nonsense, Wu Hong put the sword on my neck, do I have any choice? The name of the strongest Xiaoao is indeed resounding. Looking across the entire world, there are only very few beings who can ignore Xiaoao's blessing. The second brother Wuhan happens to be one of them. Yabai sighed. Sorry, the strongest can really do whatever they want. The second brother is too tortured. Then have you ever thought about a question? Yabai asked sincerely. Who is the next generation of the strongest? Xiu, do you think I'm scared? The Fool Master is anxious. I made the Nightmare Wind, I made the Wuhan Broken Sword, and even your third brother's whisk was made by me. In terms of contribution to the human race, I am greater than you. A demon clan keeps saying that it has more contributions than humans with the most powerful seeds. The onlookers were a little confused. Shura or Master Fool, who is more human? As he said this, Master Fool became very angry. If you don't keep me, you will build equipment for the fifth most powerful seed in the future, and you still want to threaten me. No, there won't be a fifth powerful seed. Yabai said matter-of-factly. The young master and the third brother joined forces to directly kill the most powerful demon god. Why do we need the fifth generation of the most powerful seeds? Shura said this very arrogantly. So angry. The Fool Master sneered. Who doesn't know how to brag? Regarding how to kill the most powerful demon, Master Fool trusts Xiaoao's judgment more. Xiaoao once calculated that in order to kill the most powerful demon god, the human race would need a total of 9 generations of the most powerful people. 1 generation less will not work. These 9 generations of the most powerful men will all be of the heavenly generation, fearless of life and death, and fight one after another to fight the most powerful demon. Only in this way can we have a chance to completely kill the most powerful demon. Okay, I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Yabai waved his hand and stopped worrying about the most powerful demon. Although he said the words about killing the most powerful demon god in a joking tone. But in fact, Yabai really thought so. If between Yabai and the most powerful demon, one must die. Why, it couldn't be the most powerful demon god who died. Is this reasonable? This makes sense. Let's try again. Yabai analyzed carefully and said. You have the shares of Wanwu Pavilion, I want them. You hold the shares of Wanwu Pavilion, and you have the blessing of the most powerful person. I will also be the strongest in the future. Master Fool had a tough attitude and interrupted. Let's wait until you become the strongest. The first negotiation on Shura's fair acquisition of shares in Wanwu Pavilion broke down. Obviously, it was more difficult than Yabai imagined to get the shares from Master Fool. Even so, Yabai still had to keep trying. Come on, that's Wanwu Pavilion, super rich. Yabai had no choice but to settle for the next best thing and talk about the original topic again. Let's not talk about the shares. I want to ask Taling for something good. You can always give me some advice, right? According to the principle of dividing the spoils. Xiaoao got 70%, Yebai and Fool Master got 50%. The better things Yebai brings back, the more the Fool Master will share. A true win-win situation. Well, let me think about it. The Fool Master calculated. The 32nd floor is an extremely special place. It was originally a holy place for the Angel clan. The Eternal Nine clans claim to be the 9 tribes that created the Eternal Tower. The next 3 tribes, elves, vampires, and werewolves. The 3 middle tribes, Angel, Demon, and Desert. It seems reasonable that the Eternal Tower would appear as the Holy Land of the Angel clan. The Holy Land of the Angel clan. Yebai raised his eyebrows. Spread the word. The more information he gets, the difficulty of breaking through the level will be reduced a lot, and he will get more rewards in the end. Master Fool is still willing to share information in this area. After all, when Shura comes to the 32nd floor in person, it will take some time to see this information clearly with his talent. It's said to be a holy place, but it's actually a valley used for sacrifices. The idiot master looked very disgusted and said disdainfully. The Angel clan is a disgrace to the 3 middle clans. Whether in terms of strength or moral character, they are trash among trash. Got it, the Angel is Su Qingfeng from the Zongsan clan. Yebai immediately understood what Master Fool meant. But, although the Angel tribe is looked down upon by the middle 3 tribes. Fool Master. The Fool Master shook his head. Yebai. It should be the soul body, the original power, etc. It will be a lot more difficult. Why are you laughing? In the content of the 32nd floor, players are working for the Angel clan. You mean, there will be a powerful dragon coming? You might as well call him Dragon Nest. The initial design method to pass the level is to allow players to obtain enough resources, then sacrifice through the valley, and finally pass the level. Opposite Master Fool, Shura almost smiled crookedly. But I'm afraid you don't need to sacrifice, and most of the rewards given by the Dragon clan are not power projections. Yebai understood what Master Fool meant. Shura, the wool-gathering master, saw through the situation at a glance. In this valley, the object of sacrifice is one of the 3 upper tribes, the Dragon clan. Dracula on the side corrected him rigorously. It seems that players put in the work and then receive clearance and rewards. Yebai's heart skipped a beat, and he had a bad premonition. If a strong dragon comes. Listening to Master Fool's introduction, Yebai caught an important point. The Fool Master continued. This job is really rough. The strength of these guys cannot be underestimated. What force is worthy of being sacrificed by an angel? Can't I gather the dragon's wool in advance? Yebai complained. But in fact, the sacrifices provided by the players and the benefits rewarded by the Dragon clan after the sacrifices were all hidden by the Angel clan. But now the 32nd floor has been taken away. On the original 32nd floor, the Angel clan's sacrifice would allow the Dragon clan to reduce some of its power. If he were to design it, it would be more efficient and look much better. Not really. Master Fool frowned slightly, with a hint of gloom between his brows. This guy is crazy about making money. Could it be the upper 3 tribes? He kept laughing and never stopped. Yebai asked expectantly. Dear Master, that is dragon hair. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 537. Dragon hair? A question mark slowly floated above Master Fool's head. That thing should be called dragon scale, right? This pair of master and servant is so outrageous. One dares to pinch, the other dares to blow. That's what it is anyway. The idiot master was too lazy to talk to Shura. She said everything that needed to be said. There's nothing that shouldn't be said, there's nothing that shouldn't be said. As long as the Fool Master dares to say the things that really shouldn't be said. there will be a calamity coming from the 99th floor of the Eternal Tower. Xiaoyao is really ruthless when it comes to doing things. Nightmare is actually quite warm and easy to talk to. Wilhen is also a person of the utmost nature and affection. Wilhen will do it if he says it will be done, and if he doesn't do it, he won't do it. He is very principled. Among the three strongest people in the human race, the only one who truly conforms to the ruthlessness of the Dao is Xiaoyao. Compared with the previous three, Shura, what are these things? He, Shura, is trying to be the most powerful seed. Can he be? Shura, yes. Have this ability. Master Fool has said enough, and Yabai probably knows it. The most troublesome opponent for him to break through this time is probably the powerful dragon clan descended from a higher level. In terms of soul form, maybe there's a chance to seal it. Yabai suddenly felt that it was useless to pluck out dragon scales. Small. The layout is smaller. Wouldn't it be nice to just move the whole dragon back? Thinking of this, Yabai was actually looking forward to it. Su Qingfeng from the middle three tribes must not let me down. Please sacrifice a richer dragon. Yabai understands the rules of the Eternal Tower very well. After all, if you don't understand the rules, how can you get a bug? In the Eternal Tower, all beings above level 990 must enter the Eternal Temple. You can only go out under special rules. In other words, no matter what enemies Yabai encounters on the 32nd floor, their level will never exceed level 990. What's there to be afraid of? Why, does the Dragon Clan also have Shuemeng? Yabai didn't panic at all. As soon as 12 o'clock arrived, Yabai returned to the Eternal Core City and chatted with his apprentice Yeju for a few words. Knowing that Yeju had passed the probation period and started working directly, Yabai nodded with satisfaction. Yabai did not forget to warn. Disciple, if you lose your job one day, you must get compensation before you can resign. Yeju nodded in agreement. In his opinion, this was the Dream Master's advice to him to work hard and not lose his position as housekeeper. Compensation or something like that is just an excuse. How could the Dream Master care about such a small amount of money when he is such a generous and wealthy person? The Dream Master's cover-up method is very clever, but it's useless. Yeju has seen through everything. Okay, I'll take back the 32nd floor as my master. You can level up slowly first. After saying that, Yabai sent Yeju away. Yeju's current jurisdiction ranges from the 31st to the 60th floor. But the territory occupied by the powerful demon god's men was temporarily offline. If Yeju went there, it would be a disaster. Moreover, Yeju is different from Dracula and Cain. Now that he has walked out of the 31st level alive, he has truly come to life. Then, Yeju will have to bear all the costs of living. For example, death. If Yeju is killed, he will die. If Yabai dies in the Eternal Tower, as a player, he can be resurrected. Although there is basically no such experience. But this undoubtedly makes Shura more courageous when he breaks through the levels. Summon the Eternal Core Crystal, place your palm on it, and select the 32nd floor. A feeble sound sounded in Yabai's ears. I wish you can clear the Eternal Tower as soon as possible. Eternal Tower. Floor 32. Before it was open to the outside world, black mist had already occupied this level. Unexpectedly, the angel tribesmen living on this level were not harmed in any way. They surrendered before the black mist broke into the 32nd floor. As long as you click the surrender point quickly enough, the enemy will not be able to set foot on our high ground. From this perspective, saying that the angel clan is Su Qingfeng from the middle three clans is a bit insulting to Su Qingfeng. I never thought that Lao Su would have such a day. In short, the strength of many angels is extremely well preserved. At this moment, they were obeying the orders of a black mist. There are two groups of black mist that broke into the Eternal Tower. One group is located on the 50th floor, while the other group is responsible for the 31st to 40th floors. In the black mist, a soft voice came out and said slowly, "Are you all ready?" An old seraph stepped forward, saluted respectfully, and said, "All the resources accumulated in our clan's holy land over the past 100 years are ready and can be sacrificed at any time." After saying that, a trace of hesitation flashed across the old face, and the old angel said bravely, "Sir, do we really want to do this?" His words were obviously the views of many angels behind him. Otherwise, he alone would not dare to disobey the existence in the black mist at this time. Seeing that Heiwu didn't refute, the old angel gathered his courage and continued. "To spend hundreds of years of my family's savings, bet on that forbidden existence, and become an enemy of the human race, Your Majesty, think twice." The words are sincere and the feelings are sincere. It was as if he really thought about His Holiness. Laugh. Heiwu sneered and asked, "Then in your opinion, we should sit back and watch, and wait until the taboo existence and the human race fight to the death? After the winner is determined, who wins and who do we help?" The old angel was stunned for a moment, looking quite ugly, but he still nodded stiffly. As it should be. He did not expect that His Holiness would speak so straightforwardly. The words are rough and the reasoning is not rough. In their opinion, being a wallflower is actually quite good. Sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight, and enjoy the benefits of being a fisherman. Okay, I'm not unreasonable. Black Mist spoke again. Vote. How many clan members support his views? Raise your wings to vote. The angels present are all the best among the best, and some of the weakest are even peak warriors. Nearly 1/3 of the more than 100 angels raised their wings. Good, very good. The next moment, more than 30 black lights shot out from the black mist, instantly piercing through these angels, completely annihilating their vitality. More than 30 powerful angels, kill them at will. Black Mist's methods made all the angels feel cold, trembling, and not daring to say anything. "I told you, I'm being reasonable." Black Mist spoke again. "Now, is there anyone else who objects to what I'm doing?" Black Mist is not unreasonable. Heiwu only speaks his own truth. All the angels knelt down one after another, and no angel dared to stand up. Heiwu snorted coldly. "Since no one objects, throw these wastes on the altar and stop wasting them." Many angels began to get busy, carrying the corpses and preparing to activate the sacrificial circle. Black Mist stayed where he was and did not intervene. The mantis stalks the cicada, but the oriole follows. How could Heiwu not understand this truth? The issue is whether it is the most powerful person in the human race or the forbidden existence, the most powerful demon. They are neither mantises nor oriole. Both sides are the most powerful and terrifying existences, and they are the supreme power. No one is worthy of being a fisherman in this war. Everyone involved in this whirlpool must bet the chips given by fate on this huge gamble. Can't turn back, can't stop. Until all is said and done. Heiwu whispered to himself in a low voice, with a rare hint of expectation in his voice. After spending 100 years of savings, the corpses of more than 30 powerful angels, can we sacrifice the most powerful seeds of the Dragon Clan? Don't let me down. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 538. Eternal Tower. Floor 32. A white light flashed, and Yebai's figure appeared outside the valley. The front was shrouded in black fog, exuding an ominous aura. Alarm! Alarm! There are level 999 beings in the valley. Seeing the prompt in front of him, Yebai was so excited that he almost ran away. Playing so big? Two groups of black mist entered the Eternal Tower. Yebai knew this information. One of the black mist is the ancestor of the elves, and it is also the most troublesome existence. But if Yabai guessed correctly, the third brother had already taken action to help him deal with the threat. At least, Yabai didn't have to worry about the elf ancestor until he reached the 50th floor. The other black mist was half demon, half angel, with more complicated ingredients. To a certain extent, Yabai personally killed the ancestor of the demons and was the ancestor-killing enemy of the demon clan. As the saying goes, the whole world celebrates the revenge of killing an ancestor. Yabai calculated in his mind. If the demons learn that the ancestor of demons died in my hands, they will definitely be very grateful to me, right? No matter what, there are super powerful enemies ahead. Yabai hesitated for a moment and did not retreat immediately. Although, the Eternal Tower is not the third brother's tower. But the third brother is Shura's third brother. Xiaoao could watch these layers being taken away, or he could watch Yabai fail to break through. Third brother can't watch Yabai die, right? Thinking about it in the end, Yabai felt a little unsure. If you can use conventional thinking to predict Xiaoao, then he is no longer free. Yabai sighed. You can tell me 1,000 things, but you can take care of your own life. After gathering his mind, Yabai began to investigate the surrounding environment. He had no intention of entering the valley shrouded in black mist for the time being. Not to mention the unknown dangers, the known level 999 black mist powerhouse is scary enough. Looking around, Yabai made a new discovery. The original small town at the foot of the mountain was not destroyed and remained intact. It's amazing. I thought that after a battle, the town would be devastated. Yabai thought for a while and came up with an absurd idea. Will the angels vote? The town at the foot of the mountain, go there and see if there are any clues. Yabai rolled his eyes at Tanyan's prompt. Even after awakening 3 times, he is still indifferent. I recommend 4 awakenings to you here. Roll. With such a disdainful performance, why do you really want to awaken 4 times? Every time I spend a lot of money to help Danyan awaken, what I get in return is even more Danyan. Yabai's wallet no longer allows him to awaken 4 times. Besides, if the eyes are too strong, what should I do on the 95th floor? Following Qian's prompting, Yabai came to the small town at the foot of the mountain and entered it smoothly. The town was very deserted and the streets were deserted. Before Yabai could walk 2 steps, he was stopped by an old man in the alley. Outsider, you're in the wrong place. Oh. Yabai cast his gaze over. The old man had snow-white hair and an old face. His soul, which should have exuded a rotten atmosphere, was exceptionally strong, revealing an abnormality. Ever since he realized death, Yabai's soul affinity seemed to be stronger. Before, it would have been impossible for him to notice these details. The old man in front of him should have been in a dying state, but he was forced to survive by some means. Only then would such an abnormality appear before Yabai's eyes. The high priest of the Angel clan, responsible for conveying the orders of the Angel clan to the town. The angels living in the valley are, to some extent, superior to the residents of the town. But the angels are too lazy to care about these mortals, there is nothing worth worrying about. Therefore, the town is autonomous and has a high priest who is responsible for the running of the church. Outsiders, listen to my advice and leave quickly. The old man took 2 steps forward and said quickly. At this time, an extremely large-scale sacrifice is being carried out deep in the valley, summoning the most powerful dragon clan. When he said this, the old man's face was full of fear. Once the dragon clan comes, they will be your enemy until death. Hiss. Yabai took a breath of cold air. Then I have to protect the people in the town even more. High priest? The outsider, didn't I make it clear? It wants to be your enemy. It has nothing to do with the people in the small town. The dragon clan is here for you, and the town is implicated. Just leave this floor quickly, nothing will happen. I'll take the liberty of asking. Yabai asked sincerely. If I save the whole town, I can ask the angel clan to pick up the sheep, I mean, can I get a reasonable reward? There are more question marks on the head of the high priest. He doubted that he and the other party really used the same language to communicate. He knew every word the other person said, but when combined. Why can't the old man understand? It's a little messy, it's a little messy. The high priest waved his hand and rearranged his words. I am conveying goodwill on behalf of the most holy angel. You are the most powerful seed Shura of the human race, right? Yabai nodded, yes. Now the only one who can enter the 32nd floor is Shura. The angel asked me to bring you a message. If I just leave like this, who will the descending dragons be angry with, and who will the black mist polluting the valley be angry with? Have you ever thought about this issue? He made up his mind. What if, the other party is too soft and can't stand up? I know the location of their treasure trove. This plan seemed to be tailor-made for Yabai. The old man said with certainty. Yabai probably knew the cause and effect of the matter. Yabai also planned to meet the strong man from the dragon clan for a while. The high priest said bluntly. Yabai explained patiently. Shura, please save the town. No matter how much you want, those winged bird people have it. Fuck the angels, fuck the divine, fuck the mission. What? Yabai nodded slowly and asked. The high priest was stunned and didn't understand what Shura meant. Even so, do you still want me to leave? The time for the dragon clan to come here is limited, and when the time limit passes, the dragon clan will leave. Looking at the old man's expression, Yabai knew that he had figured it out. The high priest's face was green, white, and red. He was constantly struggling and engaged in an ideological struggle. However, before that, Yabai had a question to ask the old man. Without giving Shura a chance to interrupt, the high priest continued. Sounds very reasonable. The angel tribe asked him to carry the message, so he did. The old man ran forward a few steps, threw away his crutch, and grabbed Yabai's arm tightly. Safe, stable, risk-free, no bugs. What about you? The high priest was stunned again. For placing his own safety on others, Yabai didn't know whether to call the old man naive or stupid. In his mind, if the sky falls, there are angels helping to hold it up. A sacrifice is being made for you. As long as you leave here and avoid this enemy, you will be safe. At last. Just kidding, my strongest seed is super brave. This sacrifice has consumed all the savings of the angel clan. As long as you avoid this powerful enemy, you can easily pass the level next time. He really hadn't thought about it? Oh, I get it. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 539. The old man's thoughts changed so quickly that it exceeded Yabai's imagination. Perhaps because he had been with the angel for a long time, the high priest also learned how to cast in seconds. Looking at the high priest who had returned from evil and returned to justice, Yabai nodded with satisfaction. Let's go, while they are busy making sacrifices now, let's go to the treasure house and have a look. The high priest was about to lead the way when suddenly his old face turned red. That, Lord Shura. Yabai saw the old man's hesitation and simply said. Speak directly if you have anything to say. As I said before, the angel clan sacrificed all their treasures. The high priest said weakly. Their treasury should be empty now. For fear that Shura would regret it, the high priest quickly added. After this incident is over, the angels will definitely stay on this level, and their treasure house will be filled with treasures again. The high priest knew very well that he had left a bad impression on Shura at first. If you want to ask Shura for help, writing a blank check is not enough. After. Yabai asked with confusion on his face. Why do you think there is a future for the angel clan? High priest. Shura's words made him stupid. For Yabai, the angel tribe living on the 32nd floor had very little contact with the human tribe in the past 100 years. Both sides took what they needed and did not interfere with each other. But this time when the powerful demon god's men invaded, the angels immediately surrendered. When Yabai takes back the 32nd floor and settles the accounts with Chiuho, things won't be so easy to talk about. At least, it is impossible for the angel clan to continue to occupy this 32nd floor. Who knows whether the next time something happens, these weaklings will shoot again in seconds. Pig teammates are worse than no teammates at all. The high priest fell silent. Shura's words were spoken very naturally and casually. Just these few words cast a terrifying haze on the future of the angel clan on the 32nd floor. This is not the first time that the high priest has dealt with the most powerful seeds. In his impression, the first generation Xeon seed had a good temper. He would ask him questions when he was still in his prime and care about his sleep quality. The second generation of Xeon seeds is relatively cold. The swordsman in black came to the 32nd floor and left in less than half a day. The high priest vaguely remembered that during that time, the strong men of the angel clan were in a bad mood and lost their temper several times. I don't know if it has anything to do with the second generation of the strongest human race. As for the third generation, the high priest didn't see the third generation of powerful seeds at all. The high priest doesn't even know whether the other party has been to the 32nd floor. With these random thoughts, the high priest led Shura in a large circle outside the valley and found a hidden passage. Lord Shura, this is the treasure house of the angel clan. Looking at the dark tunnel, Yabai did not enter it hastily. Mistress. The shadow of the three-headed dog of hell was summoned. Yabai didn't need any further instructions at all. The black shadow flashed past and bravely rushed into the tunnel. After a while, the mistress returned successfully. Everything was safe. Very good, let's go. Yabai and the high priest walked through the tunnel and entered the angel clan's treasure house. In fact, the location of this treasure house is not considered hidden, otherwise it would not be known to the high priest. On weekdays, there are also two 9th level God of War level angels guarding this place. For the angel clan, there is no need to worry about the safety of the treasure house. But today, the treasure house was emptied, and all the powerful angels were called together to build a sacrifice formation. From the perspective of the angel clan, what is there to worry about in an empty treasure house? They never expected it. This time, the one who comes is Shura, who flies like a wild goose. Appearing in front of the treasure house, he opened the door and looked at the empty treasure house. Yabai smiled happily. Fortunately, the trip was not in vain. The high priest was even more confused. This place was empty, so why didn't he run away in vain? Yabai clapped his hands, and a group of people were summoned from his exclusive space. Butler Gujin, dwarf craftsman, werewolf. Of course, Dracula is eating a thumb-sucking chicken. Old gold. Yabai waved his hand and ordered. Move this treasure trove back. Gujin, who was born as a goblin, was also stunned when he heard the sentence. He quickly reacted and nodded repeatedly. Understood, the task can be completed in about an hour. Not urgent. After getting the boss's reply, Gujin started shouting. Tall dwarfs, come here and remove this door. After hearing Gujin's words, all the dwarves rushed towards the door with great enthusiasm for their work. After tearing down the door, many dwarf craftsmen began to pry away the bricks. Not a single floor tile or wall tile was left behind, but all the valuable ones were taken away. Treasure house, as the name suggests. This library is a treasure in itself. For purposes such as anti-theft and collection, the materials used to construct the treasure house are themselves valuable. For example, the two gates are made of SS-level materials. After the engraved formations are activated, they can easily resist God of War level attacks. Even Su Qingfen will not be able to break through the defense of the gate for a while. The floor tiles under Ye Bai's feet were as big as a palm and worth over 10,000 gold coins. The rotten ship still has 3-inch nails. What's more, the treasure trove the Angel clan has been operating for so many years. Wool is like a sponge. If you work hard, you will find something. There's something wrong with this treasure house. While walking in the treasure house, Ye Bai keenly discovered something unusual. Looking at the marks left on the floor and on the shelves, there aren't many things stored here. If there is only such a small amount of inventory, why build such a large treasure house? At this moment, Tan Yan discovered another hidden passage in the corner of the treasure house. Tips from SSS level talents: there is a hidden treasure house here. A library within a library? Good brother, stop talking, dogs understand. Ye Bai broke into a hidden treasure house. The area here was more than 10 times larger than the treasure house outside. Go, Dracula, explore the path. IOU, Wilhan borrowed some supplies from the Angel clan and will pay back double the amount on the day when the most powerful demon lord falls. Tens of seconds later, he was resurrected in Shura's exclusive space and returned to Shura. The previous sword energy escaped from this writing. Whose general is this? Sure enough, it was the sword energy left by the second brother. There are Matryoshka dolls. On only one wall, 2 lines of words were carved with a sword. No, this treatment is worse than that of a dog. However, this treasure house is empty and full of dust. Is this still the Shura he knew? Ye Bai felt happy in his heart and sped up his feet. Shadow of the 3-headed dog of hell, may I ask when was my death not in vain? Ye Bai Gong shouted and immediately regretted it. As soon as he heard about the sword energy, Shura rushed forward with his camera in hand. This shows how strong that swordsman was back then. Dracula looked pale and analyzed carefully. Dracula transformed into a bat and flew towards the hidden passage. Ye Bai looked up at the wall and saw it written. Ye Bai, who was holding a camera, looked at the oncoming sword energy and slashed at it with the Heavenly King sword in his backhand. Dracula never expected that. The 6 eyes of the 3-headed hell dog looked at Dracula silently, their eyes full of pity and sympathy. There may be danger, master, wait for me. Oops. I've become a dog. Dracula? Mistress. Ye Bai changed the topic. No worries about danger at all. No, it's more dangerous inside. Xiaosin's death will be in vain. There is sword energy. The dignified vampire duke is now worse than a pig or a dog. Not only did the sword energy not harm Ye Bai, it was successfully absorbed by the Heavenly King sword. Even after more than 70 years, a ray of sword energy emanating from the writing can easily kill Dracula. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 540. In front of the second brother's IOU, Ye Bai nodded slowly. Nice one. With that said, he started to take action by himself, preparing to demolish the wall. Thinking back to that year, it was probably a month ago. Faced with the dark history of his second brother, Shura could only carefully take photos and record videos. Years go by, and the world changes. Shura is no longer the Shura he used to be. Don't bully Shura into being poor. This time, Ye Bai directly removed the dark history. After the entire wall was separated by Ye Bai, it was put into a dedicated space and suppressed with the Heavenly King sword and Shura Hai to avoid chaos. After doing all this, Ye Bai called in the people outside. Pry away all the floor tiles here, and don't let go of the ceiling. Ye Bai said it confidently. From his perspective, the Angel clan spent all their savings on sacrifices and summoned the Dragon clan to try to destroy them. The two sides are in a warring relationship. During a war, it's reasonable to sneak attack on other people's treasure troves, right? Walking in the second treasure house, Yabai couldn't help but sigh. Second brother borrowed a lot of things back then. This treasure house is more than 10 times larger than the one outside, and it has all been emptied. Before, Yabai heard a monk from the Eternal Core City say once that his second brother was looking for people to borrow things from everywhere in the Eternal Temple. There is no way, the second brother's era was the most difficult time for the human race. 30 years of bloody battle, starting from a nightmare and ending without a trace. If you want to drive away the abyss monsters that have invaded Blue Star, you must not only rely on the traceless sword. We have to waste people, money, and resources. Yabai was not surprised that his second brother wrote an IOU to the Angel clan. He is now more concerned about another thing, the opponent he is about to face. Dragon clan. Dracula listened to the demon lord's soliloquy and volunteered. "Dear master, your humble servant knows a thing or two about dragons." After getting Yabai's signal, Dracula continued. As a member of the upper three tribes, the Dragon clan has two obvious characteristics. Dracula held up a finger. First, the powerful Dragon clan will have accompanying origins. Magic and attacks will bring origin damage, and the power is very terrifying. In order to facilitate the understanding of the Demon Lord, Dracula gave an example. For example, the fear dragon will dominate its enemies with fear. If the enemy feels fear, the damage taken, control time, etc. will be increased. After saying that, Dracula raised another finger. Second, the Dragon clan distinguishes categories based on the material of the dragon hair. For example, Bronze Dragon, Silver Dragon, Emerald Dragon, Diamond Dragon. Afraid of Yabai's misunderstanding, Dracula added. These materials do not represent the strength of the dragon. There are also top-notch bronze dragons, and there are also very strong diamond dragons, just like the one the master often mentions. Su Qingfeng. Yabai said angrily. If I can't even remember my name, can I have the most basic respect for my 9th level war god of the human race? Dracula. Who is the most humiliated person in the world? Don't you know it in your mind? After Dracula finished explaining, Yabai suddenly said. I know everything you said. How could Yabai not see this kind of basic information? The reason why Dracula was given a chance to perform was. The main purpose is to test how far the reverse bone on the back of this guy's head has grown. Fortunately, we are in a safe state for now. After walking out of the treasure house, Yabai stood on a small slope and looked into the depths of the valley. Dracula followed cautiously, straining his ears to listen to the Demon Lord's whispers. He heard the Demon Lord mutter something. Golden Dragon, Golden Dragon, Golden Dragon. Dracula. Shura is still the same Shura, without any change. Among the strong men who follow Shura, Dracula is the oldest and the most cunning one. Starting from the 10th floor and going all the way to the 32nd floor, Dracula watched the majority of Shura's breakthroughs. To sum it up in one sentence. Here comes the next victim. Following Shura's gaze towards the valley, Dracula couldn't help but think. How miserable will the Dragon clan of the upper three clans meet if they meet Shura, the fourth generation of the most powerful seed of the human race. I feel sorry for the Dragon clan veteran for a second. At the same time that the valley sacrifice formation was activated, the black mist waited quietly. Next to the black mist, stood an 8-winged angel, bathed in pure white holy light, looking particularly sacred. This angel's name is Gabriel. He wears a red cloak and has a solemn face. Among the angels who settled on the 32nd floor, Gabriel is the strongest among them and is also known as the quasi-archangel. The black mist broke the silence. Why so few? Logically speaking, The angel clan itself has a lot of savings. When the Eternal Tower was built, a lot of resources were stored on the 32nd floor. In addition, over the years, the strong men of the human race have continued to break through, and the angel race has been secretly harvesting the wool. The resources accumulated should be very terrifying. But when the black mist arrived, the largest treasure house was empty, and even the treasure house outside seemed a little thin. Gabriel said coldly. At level 989, many quasi-gods are no match for him. That's right, I was born with 4 more wings than those of the same level. Heiwu was stunned and asked immediately. Are you the most powerful seed of this generation of angels? 72 years ago, someone borrowed everything in the treasure house. Not anymore. He was once a quasi-archangel with 12 wings. As we all know, blackening is 10 times stronger and whitewashing is 3 times weaker. There are actually 4 more scars on Gabriel's back. How do you judge the strength of creatures like angels? That is to say. Black Mist was stunned again. Gabriel is the 9th level god of war and wants to take the entire treasure house from him. That's right. The calmness of Gabriel's words was like the deathly silence under the vast ice field, making Black Mist feel a chill to the bone. How strong must that person be? I dare not mention that person's name. When mentioning the past, Gabriel's expression remained calm and he said calmly. Gabriel's strong heart died 72 years ago. Heiwu exclaimed, revealing the truth. Gabriel, the 8-winged light angel, said calmly and calmly. The strongest human beings who have made it to this level are at most level 499. In front of the black mist, he saw clearly that there was a terrifying sword mark on Gabriel's light wings and back. Gabriel nodded. Who is so bold? If the number of wings is the same, look at the color. Black is stronger than other colors and white is weaker than other colors. 2, 4, 6. It's very simple, just look at the number of wings. Heiwu counted the wounds and was stunned again. Born with 4 more wings than those of the same rank. All of Gabriel's wings of light were chopped off by someone with a sword. Before I met that sword, I was the strongest seed of my race, a 12-winged black angel. The light wings behind Gabriel stretched out, revealing a terrifying scar.